Hi there, and thanks for joining me. Today, we'll be diving into Titanic, a 1997 romantic drama that gently nudges us to reflect on the fragile nature of love and the impermanence of life, a story that encourages deeper thought and quiet discovery. I'm glad you're here, ready to explore the layers beneath the surface, where meaning and detail quietly reside. If you appreciate thoughtful exploration, please consider subscribing so we can keep uncovering these stories together. You can watch Titanic officially on various streaming platforms. Let's begin this journey with curiosity and care. From the very first frame, the film unfolds like a grand tapestry woven with elegance and tragedy, immersing us in a world of opulence and innocence on the cusp of disaster. It captures the grandeur of the early 20th century, a moment frozen between hope and heartbreak, ambition and humility. The majestic ocean liner stands as a monument to human achievement and hubris, a floating palace bound for destiny. But beyond the gilded ballrooms and lavish decks lies a story of hearts that beat wildly against the currents of fate. The film's sweeping narrative is anchored by a love story that defies social conventions and the ravages of time. It invites us to step into the shoes of Rose, a young woman trapped by the rigid structures of her world, and Jack, a spirited artist whose life is shaped by freedom and possibility. Their worlds collide aboard the ship, setting in motion a whirlwind romance that blossoms amid splendor and turmoil. Their connection is tender, electric, and urgent, an oasis of passion amid the looming shadow of catastrophe. As the ship sails across the icy Atlantic, the story builds with a delicate tension, balancing moments of light-hearted joy with subtle hints of the impending disaster. We witness not only a personal journey but a microcosm of society, class divides, dreams deferred, and the relentless march of history. The film's attention to detail, from the meticulous recreation of the ship's interiors to the nuanced performances of its cast, breathes authenticity into this tragic odyssey. The narrative crescendos as the ship collides with the iceberg, transforming the voyage from celebration to survival. What follows is a harrowing and heart-wrenching struggle against nature and circumstance. The film captures both the chaos of the sinking and the quiet heroism of those caught in its grasp. Through the eyes of its characters, we feel the desperation, the courage, and the fleeting moments of grace that define the human spirit in crisis. Key elements elevate the story beyond a conventional romance or disaster tale. The film's use of historical context grounds it in reality, while its sweeping score and cinematography create an immersive emotional landscape. The evolving relationship between the protagonists challenges social boundaries and explores themes of freedom, sacrifice, and the ephemeral nature of existence. Major twists and revelations add depth and suspense. The layers of mystery surrounding Rose's past and her later reflections bridge the past and present, weaving a narrative that spans decades and generations. The interplay of memory and history enriches the story, inviting us to contemplate how love and loss echo through time. This film is not merely about a ship's tragic fate, it is a meditation on life itself, on the moments that define us and the bonds that endure beyond the inevitable. Its grandeur and intimacy, spectacle and subtlety, combine to create a cinematic experience that lingers long after the credits roll. So, as we set sail on this exploration, prepare to uncover the intricate details, emotional currents, and timeless themes that make this story a masterpiece of storytelling and cinematic artistry. Together, we'll navigate the depths beneath the surface, discovering the beauty and tragedy woven into every frame. The story begins not on the deck of the grand ocean liner itself, but far in the present day, in the depths of the Atlantic Ocean, where a deep-sea expedition sets out to uncover the secrets resting beneath the waves. The exploration team's discovery of a priceless artifact, a delicate necklace known as the Heart of the Ocean, sets the stage for a tale that bridges generations, weaving past and present into a single, haunting narrative. The film swiftly transports us back to 1912, to the opulent decks of the RMS Titanic, the largest and most luxurious ship of its time. The atmosphere is one of anticipation and wonder, as passengers from all walks of life prepare for a voyage that promises adventure, new beginnings, and dreams set afloat on the vast Atlantic. Among the passengers are two young souls whose lives, though worlds apart, are destined to intertwine. Rose DeWitt Bukater is a young woman of privilege, bound by the rigid expectations of high society and a looming engagement to Caledon Hockley, a wealthy but controlling suitor. Beneath her composed exterior, Rose feels suffocated, trapped by the gilded cage of her social class and the pressures to conform. Her inner turmoil is palpable, expressed in fleeting moments of rebellion and quiet despair. Her journey begins with a desperate yearning for freedom, a spark that will ignite in the days to come. Contrasting Rose's constrained world is Jack Dawson, a spirited and free-spirited artist of modest means. Jack's life is a tapestry of spontaneity and struggle, shaped by chance encounters and his unyielding zest for life. His ticket aboard the Titanic is won in a poker game, symbolizing the gamble that life is, and the thin line between fortune and fate. His presence aboard the ship introduces a breath of fresh air, an energy that disrupts the order and challenges the social divides. Their paths cross amid the hustle and bustle of the ship's lower decks, where the air is thick with laughter, music, and camaraderie. Jack's carefree charm and genuine warmth contrast sharply with the rigid formality of Rose's world, planting the seeds of a connection that transcends class and convention. Their initial encounters are charged with curiosity and tentative fascination, laying the groundwork for the romance that will soon bloom. Meanwhile, aboard the ship, the grandeur of the Titanic is on full display. The lavish dining rooms, intricate woodwork, and elegant ballrooms evoke a world of excess and beauty. The film immerses us in this opulence with meticulous attention to detail, transporting viewers into a time capsule of Edwardian splendor. Yet beneath the surface lies an undercurrent of tension, whispers of danger, subtle class divisions, and the ominous shadow of nature's unpredictability. As the voyage progresses, moments of joy and light-heartedness intermingle with hints of the looming catastrophe. Jack and Rose's bond deepens through shared adventures, dancing in third-class quarters, stealing moments on the ship's bow, and exploring the freedom of the open deck. Their relationship blossoms against the backdrop of a society that seeks to keep them apart, underscoring the film's exploration of love as a force that transcends barriers. Parallel storylines enrich the narrative tapestry. Kaladin's increasing possessiveness and the pressures from Rose's mother, intent on preserving social status, create mounting obstacles. The tension between duty and desire plays out with emotional intensity, highlighting the personal costs of societal expectations. Secondary characters, passengers and crew alike, add texture and humanity, their stories intertwining with the central romance to paint a vivid portrait of life aboard the doomed vessel. As the Titanic sails deeper into the icy waters, the narrative shifts tone, weaving subtle foreshadowing into the dialogue and visuals. The ship's officers discuss ice warnings, and the crew remains vigilant, yet the optimism of the voyage persists. This delicate balance of hope and impending doom permeates the atmosphere, creating a sense of suspense that gradually builds. In this richly layered first half, the film masterfully juxtaposes intimate human moments with grand historical spectacle. The burgeoning romance serves as an emotional anchor amid the opulence and the brewing tension, inviting audiences to invest deeply in the characters' fates. The interplay of social commentary, personal struggle, and historical context imbues the narrative with complexity and resonance. By the midpoint, the audience is fully immersed in the world of the Titanic, the shining ship, the passionate lovers, and the invisible threat lurking beneath the waves. The film sets the stage for the coming storm, both literal and metaphorical, preparing viewers for a journey that will test love, courage, and humanity in the face of unimaginable tragedy. The journey takes a sudden and harrowing turn as the Titanic plunges into the icy depths of history, shifting from a story of hope and burgeoning love into one of survival and heartbreak. The ship's collision with a massive iceberg is a moment both shocking and inevitable, marking the end of innocence and the beginning of a desperate fight against fate. The calm seas give way to chaos, and the world aboard the ship fractures under the weight of impending disaster. As the icy water floods the lower decks, the narrative zooms in on the human experience. The scramble for lifeboats, the courage and cowardice, the bonds forged and broken in the face of death. The film's meticulous attention to detail captures the panic and confusion, the creaking of metal and the screams that echo through the halls. Every moment is saturated with tension, yet interspersed with poignant glimpses of hope and humanity. Jack and Rose's relationship, forged in the warm light of romance, is now tested by the cold reality of survival. Their resolve to stay together and protect each other in the face of overwhelming odds becomes the emotional heart of the sinking. Their moments of tenderness, clinging to each other amid the storm, fighting to stay afloat in the freezing sea, are rendered with visceral intensity, reminding us that love can be a beacon even in the darkest hour. Meanwhile, the stark contrast between classes becomes painfully evident. First-class passengers cling to privilege, desperate to maintain dignity and safety, while third-class passengers face barriers and neglect, their plight a sobering commentary on societal inequities. The film does not shy away from these realities, using the disaster to critique the rigid social hierarchies that shaped the era and sealed many fates. As the ship's final moments unfold, scenes of heroism emerge alongside tragedy. Crew members sacrifice themselves to save others, strangers offer comfort, and individuals confront mortality with grace or fear. The film captures the profound complexity of human nature, the courage, the selfishness, the love, and the loss in the aftermath. Rose's survival is framed not merely as luck but as a testament to will and hope. Her reflections, decades later, add a layer of introspection and continuity, linking past and present. The film's closing moments, her release of the heart of the ocean into the sea, serve as a symbolic act of remembrance and letting go, honoring those lost while embracing the future. Major plot twists, such as betrayals, unexpected rescues, and the revelation of Rose's full story, deepen the narrative complexity and emotional stakes. The tension between memory and history, between personal and collective trauma, enriches the film's resonance. Ultimately, the second half transforms the film into a meditation on mortality, memory, and the enduring power of love. It balances spectacle with intimacy, history with personal narrative, tragedy with hope. The climax is both heartbreaking and uplifting, a testament to human resilience amid unimaginable loss. This conclusion invites viewers to reflect on the transient beauty of life, the connections that define us, and the stories that survive us. Through sweeping visuals, stirring performances, and profound thematic exploration, the film crafts a timeless tale that continues to move and inspire audiences worldwide. At the heart of this sweeping epic lies a cast of characters whose journeys breathe life into the grand spectacle, transforming a historical tragedy into an intimate human drama. Their complexities, contradictions, and transformations invite us to reflect on identity, class, love, and survival in ways that transcend time. A close examination of these characters reveals how their personal stories intertwine with the broader narrative, anchoring the film's emotional power and thematic depth. Rose DeWitt Bukater stands as the film's emotional and thematic centerpiece. Introduced as a young woman trapped within the gilded cage of upper-class expectations, Rose embodies the conflict between societal duty and personal desire. Her poised exterior masks a restless spirit yearning for freedom and authenticity. Throughout the story, Rose's character arc traces a profound evolution, from a constrained debutante resigned to a loveless engagement, to a fiercely independent woman who defies convention in pursuit of true love and self-determination. The actress's portrayal captures this delicate balance with nuance and passion. Rose's initial fragility is layered with hints of defiance and intelligence, suggesting a depth beneath the surface. As her relationship with Jack unfolds, moments of vulnerability give way to boldness, with the character taking increasingly courageous steps to assert her agency. Rose's transformation is both emotional and symbolic, a breaking free not only from personal constraints but from the rigid social structures that seek to define her. Jack Dawson provides a vital counterpoint and catalyst for Rose's journey. He is the embodiment of freedom, spontaneity, and artistic passion, a young man unburdened by class and convention. Jack's charisma lies in his authenticity and optimism, qualities that contrast sharply with the world of privilege surrounding Rose. His presence introduces a sense of possibility and adventure, inspiring Rose to rediscover joy and self-expression. The actor's performance brings warmth and sincerity to Jack, blending humor, charm, and earnestness. His physicality, expressive gestures, relaxed movements, reflects a life lived fully in the moment. Jack's artistic spirit is central to his identity, and his sketches serve as a metaphor for his perspective on the world and his connection to Rose. His unwavering belief in the beauty of life, despite its hardships, anchors the film's hopeful undertones. Caledon Hockley represents the rigid structures and privilege of the upper class. His character is complex, not merely a villain but a man shaped by entitlement and insecurity. Caledon's controlling nature and possessiveness mask deep fears of loss and inadequacy. The actor's portrayal infuses him with a blend of charm and menace, making him both repellent and, at times, pitiable. Caledon's role is pivotal in heightening the stakes of Rose and Jack's forbidden romance, embodying the social forces arrayed against them. Supporting characters enrich the narrative's social tapestry. Molly Brown, the spirited and compassionate, unsinkable Molly, challenges class stereotypes with her warmth and courage. Her interactions with Rose provide moments of humor and mentorship, highlighting themes of resilience and humanity. Thomas Andrews, the ship's designer, embodies pride and tragedy, his dedication to the Titanic underscored by the horror of its fate. Captain Smith's dignified leadership and ultimate sacrifice lend gravitas to the unfolding disaster. The ship's crew, passengers from various walks of life, and even minor characters contribute to the film's emotional texture. Their stories, of hope, despair, courage, and loss, create a mosaic of human experience that mirrors the larger themes. The tension between social classes is portrayed through their interactions, revealing the inequalities and solidarities that shape survival and memory. The characters' relationships drive the narrative's emotional arc. Rose and Jack's romance blossoms amid adversity, a testament to love's transformative power. The tensions between Rose and Caledon reflect broader societal conflicts. The bonds formed during the crisis reveal the best and worst of humanity, illustrating themes of sacrifice, loyalty, and courage. Visual and narrative elements reinforce characterization. Costume design distinguishes social status and personal evolution, from Rose's restrictive gowns to her later freer attire. The use of close-ups captures subtle expressions, conveying unspoken emotions and internal conflicts. Dialogue reveals character motivations and growth, balancing poetic moments with naturalistic exchanges. In essence, the film's characters are vessels for exploring universal human themes: freedom and constraint, love and loss, hope and despair. Their journeys invite empathy and reflection, grounding the epic tragedy in personal experience. Through their stories, the film becomes not only a historical recounting but a timeless meditation on the complexities of the human heart. The making of this monumental film is filled with stories as compelling and unexpected as the narrative itself. Tales that reveal the blend of meticulous craftsmanship, serendipity, and sheer determination that shaped its creation. These strange and fascinating behind-the-scenes moments illuminate the extraordinary lengths the cast and crew went to bring the Titanic's world to life, the challenges they faced, and the little-known anecdotes that add layers of human drama to the epic production. Exploring these quirky facts and unusual occurrences offers a fresh lens through which to appreciate the artistry and perseverance behind the screen. One of the most remarkable aspects of the film's production was the unprecedented scale and ambition of its sets. The filmmakers constructed a nearly full-scale replica of the Titanic's grand staircase and other key interiors, a feat of engineering and artistry that brought authentic grandeur to the screen. The dedication to historical accuracy was so intense that the design team painstakingly researched original blueprints, photographs, and even artifacts to recreate the ship's intricate details. Yet, amidst this dedication to realism, unexpected challenges arose. For example, the massive staircase set, though visually stunning, proved difficult to film due to its size and the complexity of camera movement, requiring inventive solutions from the cinematography team. Filming the sinking sequences posed some of the most daunting logistical challenges. The production employed massive water tanks and elaborate hydraulic rigs to simulate the ship's gradual descent and violent collapse. One infamous incident involved a set piece collapsing earlier than planned during a rehearsal, nearly injuring crew members and forcing a halt in filming. These sequences required precise choreography and timing, blending practical effects with cutting-edge CGI to create a visceral sense of chaos and terror. The water tanks were so large and cold that actors and crew faced physical exhaustion and hypothermia risks, with safety protocols and medical staff on constant alert. The lead actress, portraying Rose, endured grueling conditions during underwater and near-freezing water scenes. She described the experience as both physically taxing and emotionally intense, with extended takes demanding remarkable stamina. To prepare, she underwent specialized training and rehearsals in water safety and breath control. Her commitment to authenticity added palpable realism to the film's most harrowing moments. One curious anecdote involves the infamous "King of the World" scene atop the ship's bow. The lead actor insisted on performing the scene without harnesses or safety nets for maximum authenticity, a choice that made the crew nervously watch from below. This risk-taking spirit reflected the actor's dedication to fully inhabiting his character, and the scene remains iconic for its palpable sense of freedom and exhilaration. The film's costume department also faced unique hurdles. Designing period-accurate attire for hundreds of extras required exhaustive research and craftsmanship. Wardrobe choices conveyed social status and character evolution, with subtle shifts reflecting narrative development. Yet, some costumes proved problematic in the wet and physically demanding shooting environment. For instance, elaborate gowns became waterlogged, heavy, and restrictive, necessitating frequent adjustments and actor endurance. Visual effects technology, still emerging in the late 1990s, was pushed to new frontiers. The film's seamless integration of miniature models, digital compositing, and computer-generated imagery created some of the most convincing disaster sequences of its time. One behind-the-scenes gem reveals that the digital iceberg was painstakingly crafted using a combination of satellite imagery and real iceberg footage, blended to create an ominous and realistic presence on screen. The score, composed by James Horner, holds its own intriguing backstory. Horner incorporated motifs inspired by Celtic music and incorporated unique instruments like the Uilleann pipes, creating an emotional resonance that transcended the visuals. The haunting theme song, performed by Celine Dion, became a global phenomenon, its creation intertwined with the film's emotional core and marketing success. On set, the cast and crew developed a close-knit community, sharing moments of levity amid the intense workload. Practical jokes, impromptu music sessions, and cultural exchanges became part of daily life, fostering camaraderie that sustained morale. One memorable instance involved the cast organizing a surprise birthday celebration on the ship's replica set, complete with period-appropriate decorations and costumes, a brief respite from the grueling schedule. The film's release sparked its own strange and wonderful cultural ripple effects. Fans around the world organized themed events, and memorabilia from the production became highly sought after. The film's unprecedented box office success defied expectations, breaking records and cementing its place in cinematic history. In all, the strangest facts and behind-the-scenes stories about this film reveal a production marked by ambition, creativity, resilience, and a touch of serendipity. These tales enrich our understanding and appreciation, reminding us that the magic of cinema is as much about the people, challenges, and unexpected moments behind the camera as it is about the stories told on screen. The film stands as a towering achievement in cinematic history, not simply for its grand scale or groundbreaking visuals, but for the profound way it captures human experience amidst catastrophe. A critical examination of its significant events reveals layers of meaning that deepen its impact and explain the enduring emotional resonance it holds with audiences worldwide. At the core is the ship itself, the Titanic, a floating microcosm of early 20th century society. The film's meticulous recreation of the ship's grandeur and complexity goes beyond visual spectacle. It becomes a symbol of human ambition, technological hubris, and societal stratification. The opening sequences, which introduce us to the ship's various classes and characters, function as an intricate social tableau. These scenes critically foreground issues of class division and privilege, highlighting the stark disparities between first-class opulence and third-class hardship. Through these portrayals, the film invites viewers to contemplate the rigid social hierarchies that shaped the era and contributed to the tragedy's human toll. The romance between the protagonists is not merely a narrative device but a lens through which the film explores themes of freedom, choice, and transcendence. Their cross-class relationship challenges social conventions and embodies the desire for personal liberation. Critics have noted that this love story adds emotional depth and immediacy, grounding the epic tragedy in intimate human connection. The moments of joy and tenderness between them contrast powerfully with the impending disaster, emphasizing the preciousness and fragility of life. The collision with the iceberg and subsequent sinking are masterfully staged to evoke both historical reality and symbolic meaning. From a critical perspective, these sequences dramatize the tension between human ingenuity and nature's uncontrollable forces. The film's attention to detail, the creaking hull, the flooding compartments, the desperate scramble, immerses viewers in a visceral experience that underscores vulnerability and fate. The sinking also serves as a metaphor for societal collapse, where the veneer of civilization shatters under pressure, revealing both heroism and despair. Individual moments of courage and sacrifice during the disaster invite reflection on human morality and resilience. The film portrays a spectrum of responses, from selflessness to panic, from dignity to selfishness, painting a nuanced picture of humanity in crisis. These portrayals resonate deeply, reminding audiences that tragedy often reveals the best and worst of us. The film's use of flashbacks and framing devices adds narrative complexity and thematic richness. The present-day sequences, which follow an elderly Rose revisiting the shipwreck site, create a dialogue between past and memory, history and storytelling. This structure emphasizes the persistence of memory and the importance of bearing witness. Critics have praised this narrative choice for its emotional layering and its ability to connect contemporary audiences to historical events. Visual and auditory elements contribute significantly to the film's impact. The cinematography's sweeping vistas and intimate close-ups guide emotional responses, while the haunting score amplifies tension and tenderness. Symbolic motifs, such as water, light, and reflections, reinforce themes of transition, loss, and hope. The film's reception reflects its multifaceted appeal. It garnered critical acclaim for its technical achievements and storytelling, winning numerous awards and setting box office records. Audiences responded to its blend of spectacle and intimacy, its portrayal of love and loss, and its respectful homage to a real historical tragedy. Scholarly analysis has further explored its cultural significance, examining themes of class, memory, and representation. Controversies and critiques have also emerged, prompting discussions about historical accuracy, gender roles, and narrative focus. These conversations highlight the film's complexity and its role in shaping popular understanding of the Titanic disaster. In sum, the film's significant events, from the social dynamics aboard the ship to the intimate love story and the catastrophic sinking, coalesce into a powerful meditation on humanity. Its impact lies in its ability to merge personal and collective tragedy, to evoke empathy and reflection, and to remind us of the enduring bonds that connect past and present, life and memory. Through critical perspectives, we appreciate not only its cinematic mastery but its profound emotional and thematic resonance. The making of this film is a story as grand and intricate as the narrative itself, a saga of vision, innovation, and sheer determination that transformed a historic tragedy into an unforgettable cinematic experience. Behind the sweeping shots and emotional performances lies a world of creative challenges, technical breakthroughs, and moments of camaraderie and surprise. To understand the depth of this production is to appreciate the extraordinary effort, passion, and ingenuity that breathed life into the Titanic's voyage once more. From the earliest stages, the filmmakers envisioned a project of unprecedented scale and authenticity. The director's commitment to historical accuracy was legendary. Every detail, from the ship's architecture to the passengers' costumes, was researched and recreated with painstaking care. The production team consulted original blueprints, photographs, and survivor testimonies, striving to capture the essence of the Titanic in all its splendor and tragedy. This dedication lent the film an immersive realism that became a hallmark of its storytelling. Constructing the ship itself was among the most ambitious undertakings. A nearly full-scale replica of the Titanic's grand staircase and several key sections of the ship were built on massive sound stages. These sets were crafted to allow intricate camera work and dynamic performances, while also accommodating the technical demands of the production. The scale and detail of these constructions astonished cast and crew alike, immersing them in a recreated world that felt both grand and tangible. Water scenes presented unique logistical and safety challenges. To simulate the sinking, enormous water tanks were constructed, some large enough to hold entire sets and hundreds of crew members. Filming in these tanks was physically demanding. Actors and crew often endured cold temperatures and extended periods submerged or soaked. Safety protocols were stringent, with medical personnel on standby and rehearsals carefully planned to minimize risk. The commitment of the cast, especially those performing their own stunts, added authenticity and intensity to the sequences. One memorable incident involved a complex sequence where the ship's grand staircase set was flooded to recreate the rising waters. The hydraulic systems controlling the flooding malfunctioned, causing unexpected surges that forced quick thinking and improvisation. Fortunately, no one was injured, but the event underscored the technical risks involved in such an ambitious production. The film's visual effects team pioneered new techniques to blend practical effects with emerging CGI technology. Miniature models of the Titanic were built to scale and filmed meticulously, their footage combined with digital composites to create seamless scenes of the ship's voyage and destruction. These effects were revolutionary for their time, setting new standards for disaster filmmaking and earning critical acclaim. Costume design was another area of extraordinary effort. Hundreds of period-accurate garments were created, from the elaborate gowns of first-class passengers to the simpler attire of the crew and steerage passengers. Designers balanced historical fidelity with the practical needs of filming, ensuring that costumes allowed movement and withstood challenging conditions. The wardrobe department became a bustling hub of creativity and adaptation, frequently repairing and modifying outfits on the fly. Music and sound were integral to the film's emotional power. Composer James Horner crafted a score that combined haunting melodies with sweeping orchestration, capturing both the intimacy of love and the vastness of tragedy. The iconic theme song, performed by Celine Dion, became a cultural phenomenon, its creation intertwined with the film's identity and success. Sound designers layered ambient ship noises, crashing waves, and human voices to create an immersive audio landscape. On set, the atmosphere was marked by collaboration and camaraderie. The cast and crew formed close bonds, supporting each other through long hours and physically demanding scenes. Stories abound of impromptu celebrations, shared meals, and moments of levity that balanced the intensity of the production. These human connections infused the film with a sense of heart and authenticity that transcended the technical challenges. Casting choices brought together a diverse group of talents, each contributing to the film's richness. Several actors recount how their preparation involved studying historical context, learning period etiquette, and engaging with survivor accounts to deepen their portrayals. The lead actors developed a rapport that translated into compelling on-screen chemistry, while supporting players embraced their roles with dedication and nuance. Marketing efforts embraced the film's epic scope and emotional core. Behind-the-scenes footage, interviews, and special features invited audiences into the filmmaking process, enhancing engagement and anticipation. Premieres and press tours generated global excitement, helping to propel the film to record-breaking box office success. In retrospect, the production of this film stands as a testament to the power of vision, collaboration, and perseverance. Its combination of historical fidelity, technological innovation, and human storytelling created a cinematic milestone that continues to captivate and inspire. The strange and wonderful stories from the set, of triumphs and trials, creativity and camaraderie, remind us that behind every great film is a tapestry of dedicated individuals united by a shared passion to tell a story that resonates across time. The world that unfolds in this film is more than a backdrop. It is a living, breathing character that shapes every moment, every emotion, every heartbeat of the story. The settings and cinematic elements work in harmonious concert to transport viewers not merely to a ship crossing the Atlantic but to a vivid, immersive experience of an era, a tragedy, and the deeply personal journeys of its characters. Exploring the film's settings and visual language reveals how atmosphere, location, and cinematography intertwine to deepen narrative resonance and evoke the rich textures of a bygone world. From the very first glimpses of the Titanic, the ship itself commands attention as an architectural marvel and symbol of human ambition. The filmmakers constructed vast, meticulously detailed sets that replicated the ship's opulence and complexity, from the grandeur of the first-class dining saloon to the cramped quarters of steerage passengers. Each space is imbued with historical authenticity, achieved through exhaustive research and craftsmanship, creating environments that feel tangible and alive. Walking through these sets, cast and crew alike found themselves enveloped in the ship's layered social hierarchies and rhythms. The ship's design is more than decoration. It reflects the social divisions and cultural norms central to the story. The luxurious first-class areas, gleaming wood, crystal chandeliers, ornate furnishings, contrast starkly with the utilitarian and crowded third-class sections. These contrasting settings visualize the class tensions that permeate the narrative, making the environment a silent yet powerful commentator on inequality and human aspiration. The spatial dynamics influence characters' interactions, movements, and emotions, anchoring their personal dramas within a broader social context. Beyond the ship's interiors, the film's exterior locations, vast ocean expanses, icy waters, and star-studded skies, evoke both majesty and menace. The endless sea symbolizes freedom and isolation, possibility and peril. Cinematography captures this duality with sweeping panoramic shots of the ship sailing through seemingly boundless waters, juxtaposed with close, claustrophobic framing as disaster strikes. These visual contrasts heighten tension and underscore the fragility of human endeavors against nature's immensity. Lighting design intricately shapes mood throughout the film. Warm, golden hues illuminate the ship's interiors during moments of joy and romance, suffusing scenes with intimacy and hope. In contrast, the cold blues and grays of the open ocean and night scenes evoke isolation and impending doom. The play of light and shadow, flickering candles, the glow of lanterns, the harshness of searchlights, creates visual poetry that reflects emotional undercurrents and thematic complexity. Color grading evolves alongside the narrative arc. Early sequences are suffused with rich, saturated tones that celebrate life and vitality. As catastrophe unfolds, palettes shift toward desaturated and muted hues, visually mirroring the loss and despair engulfing the characters. This chromatic journey guides viewers' emotional engagement, reinforcing the story's trajectory from optimism to tragedy. Cinematography employs a versatile visual language that adapts fluidly to narrative demands. Tracking shots convey the bustling energy of the ship's corridors and decks, immersing viewers in the vibrant social milieu. Static and intimate close-ups reveal nuanced expressions, inviting empathy and connection. Dynamic camera movements, swivels, pans, and crane shots heighten suspense during crisis sequences, while wide-angle shots emphasize scale and vulnerability. Visual effects seamlessly integrate with practical sets and on-location shooting to create immersive environments. Digital recreations of the ship and ocean expand physical limitations, enabling spectacular disaster sequences that remain grounded in realism. The blending of miniature models, CGI, and live-action footage reflects a pioneering spirit and technical mastery. Sound design enhances setting by layering ambient noises, the creak of wood, the lapping of waves, distant foghorns, with diegetic sounds of human activity. This sonic texture enriches the sensory experience, making the ship feel lived in and real. The musical score, weaving orchestral swells with haunting melodies, complements visual elements to evoke emotion and guide narrative flow together. The film settings and cinematic elements create a fully realized world that captivates and immerses. The interplay of architecture, lighting, color, camera work, sound, and effects shapes atmosphere and tone, transforming the ship from a static location into a dynamic arena of human drama. This meticulous craftsmanship allows the audience to experience not only the historical tragedy but the intimate, profound stories of those aboard. In essence, the film's settings and visual storytelling transcend mere backdrop to become integral to narrative and emotion. They invite viewers to journey beyond the surface, feeling the pulse of a moment frozen in time, the beauty, the tension, the fragility of life at sea. This immersive artistry ensures that the story remains vivid, resonant, and unforgettable. The world that unfolds in this film is more than a backdrop. It is a living, breathing character that shapes every moment, every emotion, every heartbeat of the story. The settings and cinematic elements work in harmonious concert to transport viewers not merely to a ship crossing the Atlantic but to a vivid, immersive experience of an era, a tragedy, and the deeply personal journeys of its characters. Exploring the film settings and visual language reveals how atmosphere, location, and cinematography intertwine to deepen narrative resonance and evoke the rich textures of a bygone world. From the very first glimpses of the Titanic, the ship itself commands attention as an architectural marvel and symbol of human ambition. The filmmakers constructed vast, meticulously detailed sets that replicated the ship's opulence and complexity, from the grandeur of the first-class dining saloon to the cramped quarters of steerage passengers. Each space is imbued with historical authenticity, achieved through exhaustive research and craftsmanship, creating environments that feel tangible and alive. Walking through these sets, cast and crew alike found themselves enveloped in the ship's layered social hierarchies and rhythms. The ship's design is more than decoration. It reflects the social divisions and cultural norms central to the story. The luxurious first-class areas, gleaming wood, crystal chandeliers, ornate furnishings, contrast starkly with the utilitarian and crowded third-class sections. These contrasting settings visualize the class tensions that permeate the narrative, making the environment a silent yet powerful commentator on inequality and human aspiration. The spatial dynamics influence characters' interactions, movements, and emotions, anchoring their personal dramas within a broader social context. Beyond the ship's interiors, the film's exterior locations, vast ocean expanses, icy waters, and star-studded skies, evoke both majesty and menace. The endless sea symbolizes freedom and isolation, possibility and peril. Cinematography captures this duality with sweeping panoramic shots of the ship sailing through seemingly boundless waters, juxtaposed with close, claustrophobic framing as disaster strikes. These visual contrasts heighten tension and underscore the fragility of human endeavors against nature's immensity. Lighting design intricately shapes mood throughout the film. Warm, golden hues illuminate the ship's interiors during moments of joy and romance, suffusing scenes with intimacy and hope. In contrast, the cold blues and grays of the open ocean and night scenes evoke isolation and impending doom. The play of light and shadow, flickering candles, the glow of lanterns, the harshness of searchlights, creates visual poetry that reflects emotional undercurrents and thematic complexity. Color grading evolves alongside the narrative arc. Early sequences are suffused with rich, saturated tones that celebrate life and vitality. As catastrophe unfolds, palettes shift toward desaturated and muted hues, visually mirroring the loss and despair engulfing the characters. This chromatic journey guides viewers' emotional engagement, reinforcing the story's trajectory from optimism to tragedy. Cinematography employs a versatile visual language that adapts fluidly to narrative demands. Tracking shots convey the bustling energy of the ship's corridors and decks, immersing viewers in the vibrant social milieu. Static and intimate close-ups reveal nuanced expressions, inviting empathy and connection. Dynamic camera movements, swivels, pans, and crane shots heighten suspense during crisis sequences, while wide-angle shots emphasize scale and vulnerability. Visual effects seamlessly integrate with practical sets and on-location shooting to create immersive environments. Digital recreations of the ship and ocean expand physical limitations, enabling spectacular disaster sequences that remain grounded in realism. The blending of miniature models, CGI, and live-action footage reflects a pioneering spirit and technical mastery. Sound design enhances setting by layering ambient noises, the creak of wood, the lapping of waves, distant foghorns, with diegetic sounds of human activity. This sonic texture enriches the sensory experience, making the ship feel lived in and real. The musical score, weaving orchestral swells with haunting melodies, complements visual elements to evoke emotion and guide narrative flow. Together, the film's settings and cinematic elements create a fully realized world that captivates and immerses. The interplay of architecture, lighting, color, camera work, sound, and effects shapes atmosphere and tone, transforming the ship from a static location into a dynamic arena of human drama. This meticulous craftsmanship allows the audience to experience not only the historical tragedy but the intimate, profound stories of those aboard. In essence, the film's settings and visual storytelling transcend mere backdrop to become integral to narrative and emotion. They invite viewers to journey beyond the surface, feeling the pulse of a moment frozen in time, the beauty, the tension, the fragility of life at sea. This immersive artistry ensures that the story remains vivid, resonant, and unforgettable. The film unfolds as a tapestry woven with themes both grand and intimate, inviting viewers to explore beneath the surface of its sweeping romance and tragic spectacle. At its heart lies an exploration of love and loss, freedom and constraint, social divide and human resilience. Through rich symbolism and nuanced storytelling, the narrative becomes more than a historical retelling. It transforms into a meditation on the fragile beauty of life and the indomitable spirit that seeks meaning amid chaos. Love, in its many forms, is the central theme that courses through every scene. The film portrays not only the passionate romance between its protagonists but also the broader expressions of love, familial bonds, friendship, and sacrifice that punctuate the voyage. The relationship between the lead characters serves as a microcosm of human connection that transcends class and convention. Their love defies social boundaries, symbolizing a yearning for authenticity and freedom that challenges the rigid structures of their world. This theme resonates universally, reminding viewers of love's power to transform and endure even in the face of overwhelming adversity. The fragility and impermanence of life emerge poignantly as another dominant theme. The Titanic itself is a potent symbol of human ambition and vulnerability, a marvel of engineering destined to meet an untimely end. The narrative's progression from hopeful departure to devastating disaster mirrors life's unpredictable trajectory, where joy and tragedy are often intertwined. The film's imagery, icy waters, sinking decks, extinguished lights, evokes mortality's inevitability, inviting reflection on the fleeting nature of existence and the value of each moment lived. Social division and class consciousness permeate the story, articulated through the stark contrasts between first-class luxury and third-class hardship aboard the ship. This theme critiques the inequalities of the era and highlights the human cost of such divides, particularly during crisis. Characters' struggles against these constraints underscore the tensions between privilege and poverty, power and powerlessness. The film's portrayal of these dynamics adds depth and historical context, enriching the personal dramas with societal commentary. Freedom and constraint are explored not only socially but psychologically. The protagonist's journey embodies a quest for liberation, from societal expectations, personal fears, and emotional barriers. Symbolism abounds in this exploration. The open sea represents infinite possibility, while the ship's confined spaces evoke limitation. Moments such as the iconic "I'm flying" scene atop the ship's prow symbolize transcendence and the embrace of freedom, contrasting with scenes of confinement and control. Sacrifice and survival form a poignant thematic pair that emerges most vividly during the sinking. Acts of selflessness and courage illuminate humanity's capacity for compassion amid despair. The film honors these moments, portraying characters who rise above fear to protect and comfort others. This theme underscores the moral complexities of disaster, where choices can mean life or death, and heroism often arises from ordinary individuals. Symbolism permeates the film's visual and narrative fabric, enriching its thematic resonance. The Heart of the Ocean necklace stands as a multifaceted symbol, representing love, loss, wealth, and memory. Its journey from opulent adornment to a relic recovered from the depths mirrors the narrative's arc of beauty and tragedy. The necklace also serves as a tangible link between past and present, bridging generations and stories. Water, in its various forms, functions symbolically throughout the film. The vast ocean embodies freedom, mystery, and danger. Ice signifies both the literal threat that sinks the ship and a metaphor for nature's indifferent power. Reflections on water's surface evoke themes of illusion, memory, and duality, complementing the narrative's exploration of identity and perception. Light and darkness interplay to underscore emotional and thematic contrasts. Illuminated interiors symbolize life, warmth, and social order, while shadows and night scenes evoke uncertainty, fear, and death. The gradual dimming of lights parallels the ship's descent into chaos, creating a visual metaphor for hope fading. The characters themselves are imbued with symbolic significance. Rose represents transformation and emancipation, embodying the struggle to break free from societal chains. Jack symbolizes vitality, spontaneity, and the transient beauty of life. The antagonist embodies the oppressive forces of control and entitlement. These personifications deepen the story's moral and emotional layers. In conclusion, the film's themes and symbolism are intricately interwoven to create a rich, multidimensional narrative. They elevate the story from a historical event to a timeless reflection on love, life, and humanity. Through its evocative imagery and compelling characters, the film invites audiences to contemplate the enduring questions of existence, the beauty and fragility of love, the inequalities that shape our world, and the courage to embrace freedom amid uncertainty. It is this thematic depth, combined with its emotional storytelling, that cements the film's place as a masterpiece of cinematic art. The making of this film is a monumental feat of cinematic craftsmanship, a rich fusion of artistry, technology, and visionary storytelling that transformed a historical tragedy into a visceral, immersive experience. The filmmaker's masterful use of techniques across every domain, from cinematography and sound to editing and visual effects, crafted an atmosphere that draws viewers deep into the world of the Titanic, capturing both its grandeur and its fragility. Understanding these techniques reveals how they shaped not just the look of the film, but its emotional and thematic resonance, making it a timeless masterpiece. Cinematography stands at the core of this immersive storytelling. The director of photography employed a versatile visual language that balances sweeping, majestic vistas with intimate, expressive close-ups. The Titanic itself is framed as a vast and intricate world, with wide shots that capture the ship's enormity against the endless ocean, emphasizing humanity's audacity and vulnerability. These grand compositions are punctuated by delicate close-ups that capture fleeting glances, subtle gestures, and raw emotions, allowing audiences to connect intimately with the characters' inner lives. Camera movement is used dynamically to mirror the narrative's shifting moods. Smooth tracking shots glide along the ship's corridors and decks, immersing viewers in the daily rhythms and social complexities of the voyage. During moments of tension or crisis, the cinematography shifts to handheld and more erratic movements, heightening immediacy and disorientation. The camera often adopts the characters' perspectives, drawing audiences into their experiences, whether it's the dizzying exhilaration atop the prow or the panic amid flooding compartments. Lighting design plays a pivotal role in setting mood and underscoring themes. Warm, golden light suffuses scenes of romance and opulence, evoking nostalgia and intimacy. In contrast, cooler, harsher lighting dominates sequences of suspense and disaster, casting long shadows and emphasizing danger. The interplay of light and darkness visually narrates the journey from hope to despair, and the contrasts reinforce the tension between life and death, safety and peril. Color grading subtly guides emotional response and narrative progression. Early scenes glow with rich, saturated tones that celebrate life and luxury, while later sequences adopt muted, desaturated palettes to evoke loss and mourning. This chromatic evolution is woven into the film's visual fabric, enhancing storytelling without distracting from performance or setting. Editing is both precise and poetic, shaping rhythm and emotional flow. The editors balance brisk pacing during action and disaster sequences with lingering moments of reflection and connection. Rapid cross-cutting between parallel storylines builds suspense and maintains narrative clarity, while longer takes allow for character development and atmosphere. The use of dissolves and fades transitions scenes gently, evoking the passage of time and memory's fluidity. Sound design is meticulously layered to create a richly textured soundscape. The ambient sounds of the ship, the creak of wood, the hum of engines, the murmur of voices, anchor scenes in reality, while the sounds of crashing waves and rushing water heighten tension during the sinking. The integration of diegetic and non-diegetic sound blurs boundaries, enveloping viewers in the environment. The musical score, composed by James Horner, is integral to the film's emotional resonance. It combines sweeping orchestral themes with delicate motifs that underscore intimacy and loss. The score's recurring leitmotifs connect characters and themes, weaving a musical narrative that parallels the story's arcs. The iconic song, "My Heart Will Go On," became emblematic of the film's spirit, its haunting melody encapsulating love's endurance. Visual effects represent a groundbreaking fusion of practical and digital techniques. The production constructed full-scale sets and used large water tanks to film realistic flooding and sinking sequences. Miniature models of the ship were filmed with exacting detail, then seamlessly combined with computer-generated imagery to depict the ship's destruction with breathtaking realism. These effects pushed the boundaries of 1990s technology and remain influential in disaster filmmaking. Ultimately, the interplay of cast insights and audience reception reveals a shared journey, a collective experience that bridges creation and consumption. The actors' dedication and humanity breathe life into the story, while the viewer's engagement and passion ensure its enduring place in cinematic history. Through their voices, the film transcends its medium, becoming a cultural touchstone that continues to move, inspire, and connect people across time and space. The journey through this film has been nothing short of extraordinary, a voyage that has taken us from the bustling decks of a majestic ocean liner to the depths of human emotion and history. Together, we have navigated the intricate layers of narrative, character, and craft that make this story resonate so profoundly across time and audiences. Revisiting the key points that shape its enduring magic allows us to appreciate not only the film's surface grandeur but the rich undercurrents of meaning and artistry that flow beneath. We began by immersing ourselves in the film's introduction and sweeping overview, stepping aboard a ship that symbolizes both human ingenuity and hubris. The voyage was set amid an era of opulence and division, a floating world where love and tragedy would intertwine. Our exploration of the plot unraveled the intimate romance at its heart, the forbidden connection between two souls from different worlds, and the looming catastrophe that tested courage, hope, and survival. The narrative's arc from innocence and joy to despair and resilience echoed timeless themes of love and loss, freedom and constraint. Delving deeper, we analyzed the complex characters who inhabit this world. Rose emerged as a figure of transformation and empowerment, her journey from societal captivity to personal liberation offering a powerful emotional core. Jack's embodiment of freedom, artistry, and optimism provided a vibrant counterpoint, their love story transcending class and convention. Supporting roles enriched the tapestry, portraying a spectrum of human responses that add texture and depth. These character studies illuminated the universal struggles and triumphs that give the story its humanity. Behind the scenes, we uncovered the incredible production efforts that brought this world to life, the painstaking recreation of the Titanic's grandeur, the innovative visual effects, the physical demands on cast and crew, and the collaborative spirit that infused the film with heart and authenticity. The filmmaking techniques, from cinematography and lighting to editing and sound, crafted an immersive atmosphere that transports viewers into the ship's complex social environment and the harrowing disaster. These technical achievements underpin the emotional impact and narrative clarity that define the film. Our exploration of themes and symbolism revealed how the story resonates on multiple levels. Love's enduring power, the fragility of life, the stark realities of social divide, and the human quest for freedom and meaning are woven seamlessly into the fabric of the film. Symbols like the heart of the ocean necklace, the vast and merciless sea, and the interplay of light and darkness deepen the narrative, inviting reflection and emotional connection. The voices of cast and crew, alongside audience responses, brought personal insight and communal celebration into our understanding. Actors' dedication, creative choices, and reflections enrich our appreciation of performance and storytelling. The audience's passionate embrace, critical engagement, and cultural participation affirm the film's lasting influence and significance. This dialogue between creators and viewers sustains the film's life beyond the screen. As we conclude this cinematic voyage, it becomes clear that this film is more than a recounting of a historic tragedy. It is a meditation on the human condition. It invites us to witness love in its most vibrant and vulnerable forms, to confront mortality and memory, and to find hope amidst loss. Its artistry and storytelling continue to inspire, reminding us of cinema's unique power to capture and illuminate the complexities of life. If this exploration has deepened your connection to the film or sparked new curiosity, I invite you to subscribe and join this community dedicated to thoughtful and passionate movie analysis. Together, we can continue to uncover the hidden layers, the subtle details, and the profound meanings that shape the stories we cherish. Your presence enriches this journey, and there are countless more tales waiting to be explored. Thank you for accompanying me on this voyage through a cinematic masterpiece. Until next time, keep watching with wonder, reflecting with heart, and embracing the transformative power of storytelling. The film unfolds as a richly woven tapestry, where every thread, every theme, every symbol, interlaces to create a story that resonates far beyond its immediate narrative. At its heart, it is a meditation on human experience. Love and loss, freedom and constraint, hope and tragedy. These themes are not merely abstract ideas but living, breathing elements that inform the characters' choices and the trajectory of the story, inviting viewers into a profound reflection on life's fragility and beauty. Love, perhaps the most potent and pervasive theme, is portrayed in its most transcendent form. The romance at the center defies societal boundaries, a beacon of authenticity in a world dominated by rigid class structures. It is a love that blossoms in the face of adversity, a force that challenges convention and offers redemption. The protagonist's connection symbolizes a yearning for freedom, not only from external constraints but from internal fears and doubts. Their love story invites viewers to consider the transformative power of genuine human connection, the way it can liberate and elevate even amidst impending doom. The fragility of life and the inevitability of death form a somber counterpoint, woven intricately into the narrative's fabric. The Titanic itself is a powerful symbol of human ambition and vulnerability, a majestic creation undone by nature's indifferent force. The film's depiction of the ship sinking is more than a historical event. It is a metaphor for life's unpredictability and the fleetingness of existence. This theme is reflected in the characters' moments of joy and despair, courage and surrender, underscoring the preciousness of each breath and choice. Stunt coordination and choreography required ingenuity and safety precautions, especially for underwater and high-action scenes. Actors underwent extensive training to perform physically demanding sequences, enhancing authenticity. Safety protocols were rigorously enforced to protect cast and crew amid challenging conditions. The film's box office production and marketing strategy capitalized on its epic scope and emotional depth. Trailers highlighted iconic moments and star performances, generating anticipation across demographics. Strategic release dates and international promotion expanded the film's reach. Premiere events and media appearances created global buzz, contributing to record-breaking box office performance. Audience reception reflected the success of these combined techniques. Viewers praised the film's visual spectacle, emotional storytelling, and immersive atmosphere. The film's ability to balance historical accuracy with compelling drama resonated widely, fostering critical acclaim and popular devotion. Its commercial success cemented its place among cinema's highest-grossing and most beloved works. In sum, the film's filmmaking techniques, meticulously crafted cinematography, evocative lighting, precise editing, immersive sound, innovative visual effects, and thoughtful production design, converge to create a cinematic experience that is as emotionally powerful as it is visually stunning. These elements transform a tragic historical event into a universal story of love, loss, and resilience, inviting audiences to live inside its world and carry its echoes long after the credits roll. The story behind the film's enduring impact is inseparable from the voices and experiences of those who brought it to life and the audiences who embraced it with a fervor that few cinematic works achieve. The cast, through their performances and reflections, offer invaluable insight into the creative process, the emotional depths explored, and the challenges overcome. Simultaneously, the audience's reception, ranging from heartfelt praise to critical discourse, reveals how the film resonated across cultures, generations, and perspectives. Together, these narratives create a vibrant dialogue that enriches our understanding of the film's place in cinematic history. At the center of this constellation are the lead actors, whose portrayals of Rose and Jack anchored the story's emotional core. The actress who embodied Rose brought a delicate balance of vulnerability and strength to the role. In interviews, she spoke candidly about her preparation, which included researching the historical context, learning period-specific etiquette, and grappling with the character's emotional complexity. She described the challenges of filming emotionally intense scenes while maintaining the poise and grace demanded by Rose's aristocratic background. Her reflections reveal a deep empathy for the character's internal struggle, a woman caught between societal expectations and personal desire. Her performance was marked by a commitment to authenticity and nuance, capturing Rose's transformation from constrained debutante to empowered survivor. The actress credited the director's collaborative approach for allowing her to explore these layers, often improvising subtle gestures and inflections that enriched the portrayal. She recounted how scenes filmed in the freezing water tanks tested not only physical endurance but emotional resilience, forging a connection between actor and character that shines through on screen. Opposite her, the actor playing Jack approached the role with a spirit of spontaneity and earnestness. His preparation involved immersing himself in the world of early 20th century artists and working-class life, seeking to capture Jack's joie de vivre and grounded optimism. Interviews reveal his fascination with the character's freedom and vitality, qualities that provided a stark contrast to the rigid social order around him. The actor embraced the physicality of the role, performing many stunts himself, and described the joy and challenge of building on-screen chemistry with his co-star. The rapport between the leads was a highlight of the production, with both actors sharing anecdotes of mutual support and creative exchange. Their off-screen friendship helped cultivate the trust and intimacy essential to their romantic scenes, allowing moments of vulnerability and passion to emerge naturally. This dynamic contributed significantly to the film's emotional authenticity and audience engagement. The supporting cast added depth and texture to the narrative, portraying a spectrum of characters from the upper echelons of society to the ship's hard-working crew and third-class passengers. Many actors recounted how their roles demanded detailed historical research and physical preparation, including learning dialects, social customs, and survival techniques. Their interviews highlight the ensemble's commitment to honoring the diverse experiences aboard the Titanic, creating a rich social mosaic that amplifies the film's thematic concerns. Behind the scenes, the director and key crew members offered reflections on the creative vision and technical challenges of the production. The director's passion for storytelling and historical fidelity drove every aspect of the film, from set design to casting to visual effects. Interviews reveal his collaborative leadership style and willingness to embrace innovation and risk. Crew members shared stories of problem-solving, teamwork, and moments of inspiration that fueled the film's monumental scale and emotional power. Audience reactions have been as varied and compelling as the film itself. From its release, the film captivated viewers worldwide, inspiring emotional responses ranging from tears to awe. Fans praised the immersive storytelling, the powerful performances, and the breathtaking visuals. The film's romantic and tragic elements resonated deeply, sparking discussions and personal reflections on love, loss, and survival. Critics acknowledged the film's technical achievements and emotional breadth, often highlighting its ability to balance spectacle with intimate human drama. Scholarly analyses have explored its cultural significance, examining themes of class, memory, and myth-making. Some critiques addressed aspects such as historical accuracy and representation, contributing to ongoing conversations about the film's legacy. The film's cultural impact extended beyond the screen. Fan communities organized events, created art, and shared stories inspired by the film's themes and characters. Anniversary celebrations and retrospectives brought cast and crew back together, providing forums for renewed dialogue and appreciation. These interactions illustrate the film's living legacy, continually evolving through collective memory and interpretation. Ultimately, the interplay of cast insights and audience reception reveals a shared journey, a collective experience that bridges creation and consumption. The actors' dedication and humanity breathe life into the story, while the viewer's engagement and passion ensure its enduring place in cinematic history. Through their voices, the film transcends its medium, becoming a cultural touchstone that continues to move, inspire, and connect people across time and space. The journey through this film has been nothing short of extraordinary, a voyage that has taken us from the bustling decks of a majestic ocean liner to the depths of human emotion and history. Together, we have navigated the intricate layers of narrative, character, and craft that make this story resonate so profoundly across time and audiences. Revisiting the key points that shape its enduring magic allows us to appreciate not only the film's surface grandeur but the rich undercurrents of meaning and artistry that flow beneath. We began by immersing ourselves in the film's introduction and sweeping overview, stepping aboard a ship that symbolizes both human ingenuity and hubris. The voyage was set amid an era of opulence and division, a floating world where love and tragedy would intertwine. Our exploration of the plot unraveled the intimate romance at its heart, the forbidden connection between two souls from different worlds, and the looming catastrophe that tested courage, hope, and survival. The narrative's arc from innocence and joy to despair and resilience echoed timeless themes of love and loss, freedom and constraint. Delving deeper, we analyzed the complex characters who inhabit this world. Rose emerged as a figure of transformation and empowerment, her journey from societal captivity to personal liberation offering a powerful emotional core. Jack's embodiment of freedom, artistry, and optimism provided a vibrant counterpoint, their love story transcending class and convention. Supporting roles enriched the tapestry, portraying a spectrum of human responses that add texture and depth. These character studies illuminated the universal struggles and triumphs that give the story its humanity. Behind the scenes, we uncovered the incredible production efforts that brought this world to life, the painstaking recreation of the Titanic's grandeur, the innovative visual effects, the physical demands on cast and crew, and the collaborative spirit that infused the film with heart and authenticity. The filmmaking techniques, from cinematography and lighting to editing and sound, crafted an immersive atmosphere that transports viewers into the ship's complex social environment and the harrowing disaster. These technical achievements underpin the emotional impact and narrative clarity that define the film. Our exploration of themes and symbolism revealed how the story resonates on multiple levels. Love's enduring power, the fragility of life, the stark realities of social divide, and the human quest for freedom and meaning are woven seamlessly into the fabric of the film. Symbols like the heart of the ocean necklace, the vast and merciless sea, and the interplay of light and darkness deepen the narrative, inviting reflection and emotional connection. The voices of cast and crew, alongside audience responses, brought personal insight and communal celebration into our understanding. Actors' dedication, creative choices, and reflections enrich our appreciation of performance and storytelling. The audience's passionate embrace, critical engagement, and cultural participation affirm the film's lasting influence and significance. This dialogue between creators and viewers sustains the film's life beyond the screen. As we conclude this cinematic voyage, it becomes clear that this film is more than a recounting of a historic tragedy. It is a meditation on the human condition. It invites us to witness love in its most vibrant and vulnerable forms, to confront mortality and memory, and to find hope amidst loss. Its artistry and storytelling continue to inspire, reminding us of cinema's unique power to capture and illuminate the complexities of life. If this exploration has deepened your connection to the film or sparked new curiosity, I invite you to subscribe and join this community dedicated to thoughtful and passionate movie analysis. Together, we can continue to uncover the hidden layers, the subtle details, and the profound meanings that shape the stories we cherish. Your presence enriches this journey, and there are countless more tales waiting to be explored. Thank you for accompanying me on this voyage through a cinematic masterpiece. Until next time, keep watching with wonder, reflecting with heart, and embracing the transformative power of storytelling. The film unfolds as a richly woven tapestry, where every thread, every theme, every symbol, interlaces to create a story that resonates far beyond its immediate narrative. At its heart, it is a meditation on human experience. Love and loss, freedom and constraint, hope and tragedy. These themes are not merely abstract ideas but living, breathing elements that inform the characters' choices and the trajectory of the story, inviting viewers into a profound reflection on life's fragility and beauty. Love, perhaps the most potent and pervasive theme, is portrayed in its most transcendent form. The romance at the center defies societal boundaries, a beacon of authenticity in a world dominated by rigid class structures. It is a love that blossoms in the face of adversity, a force that challenges convention and offers redemption. The protagonist's connection symbolizes a yearning for freedom, not only from external constraints but from internal fears and doubts. Their love story invites viewers to consider the transformative power of genuine human connection, the way it can liberate and elevate even amidst impending doom. The fragility of life and the inevitability of death form a somber counterpoint, woven intricately into the narrative's fabric. The Titanic itself is a powerful symbol of human ambition and vulnerability, a majestic creation undone by nature's indifferent force. The film's depiction of the ship sinking is more than a historical event. It is a metaphor for life's unpredictability and the fleetingness of existence. This theme is reflected in the characters' moments of joy and despair, courage and surrender, underscoring the preciousness of each breath and choice. Social division and class disparity are explored with nuance and critical insight. The stark contrasts between the opulence of first class and the hardship of steerage passengers highlight the entrenched inequalities of the era. These divisions shape the characters' interactions and destinies, emphasizing the ways societal structures can dictate fate. The film critiques these barriers while also celebrating moments of cross-class solidarity and compassion, suggesting the possibility of shared humanity amid division. Freedom and constraint operate both socially and psychologically within the story. The ship is a microcosm of a society bound by rules and expectations, yet the open sea represents infinite possibility and escape. The protagonist's journeys embody this tension, the struggle to break free from prescribed roles and embrace selfhood. Symbolic moments, such as the iconic scene on the ship's prow, encapsulate this yearning for liberation and transcendence. Sacrifice and survival emerge poignantly during the disaster, revealing the complexity of human nature. The film honors acts of selflessness and courage, highlighting how individuals respond to crisis in diverse ways. These themes resonate universally, reminding viewers of the moral and emotional challenges faced in moments of profound upheaval. Symbolism saturates the film's visual and narrative elements, enriching its thematic depth. The heart of the ocean necklace, a focal object, symbolizes love, loss, memory, and the passage of time. Its journey, from precious jewel to relic recovered from the depths, mirrors the narrative's exploration of beauty and tragedy, connection and separation. Water is a recurring symbolic motif, embodying freedom and peril. The vast ocean is both a barrier and a bridge, a source of life and death. Ice represents nature's indifferent force, the hidden dangers beneath apparent beauty. Reflections on water's surface evoke themes of illusion, identity, and the elusive nature of truth. Light and darkness interplay to reinforce emotional and thematic contrasts. Warm, golden light signifies life, hope, and intimacy. Shadows and night evoke fear, uncertainty, and mortality. The gradual dimming of lights parallels the narrative's descent into tragedy, visually narrating the fading of hope. The characters themselves embody symbolic roles. Rose represents transformation and emancipation, Jack embodies freedom and vitality, while antagonists symbolize control and oppression. These personifications deepen the story's moral and emotional resonance. Ultimately, the film's themes and symbolism weave together to create a narrative that is both specific and universal, a story that speaks to the human condition across time and place. Through its evocative imagery and compelling characters, it invites reflection on love's endurance, life's fragility, and the courage to seek freedom amidst uncertainty. This rich thematic landscape is what elevates the film from historical drama to timeless masterpiece. The creation of this film was a monumental undertaking, a delicate balancing act between artistry and technology, precision and imagination, history and storytelling. The filmmaking techniques employed throughout the production not only crafted a visually stunning spectacle but also deeply enhanced the narrative's emotional resonance and immersive quality. This film is a prime example of how the thoughtful integration of cinematography, sound, editing, and innovative effects can elevate a story from the realm of mere entertainment into a profound cinematic experience that lingers in the hearts and minds of audiences worldwide. At the forefront of the film's visual language lies its masterful cinematography. The director of photography worked closely with the director to capture both the grandeur of the Titanic and the intimate moments shared between characters. The cinematographic style was meticulously crafted to balance sweeping wide shots that convey the scale of the ship and the vastness of the ocean, with tight close-ups that reveal the nuanced emotions etched on the actors' faces. The camera becomes a storytelling tool, moving fluidly with the characters, whether gliding gracefully through the opulent corridors or shaking with the panic of a sinking vessel. One of the signature techniques involved the dynamic camera movements that mirrored the story's emotional beats. For instance, smooth tracking shots and crane movements offered viewers a sense of calm and majesty during the ship's voyage, emphasizing the elegance and human ambition embodied by the Titanic. As disaster unfolds, the camera shifts to a more handheld, erratic style, increasing tension and immediacy. This transition effectively immerses the viewer in the chaos and desperation of the sinking, providing a visceral experience that mirrors the characters' turmoil. Lighting played a pivotal role in shaping the film's atmosphere, with a palette that evolved alongside the narrative. Warm, golden hues bathed the interiors during scenes of romance and celebration, casting a nostalgic glow that evoked a world of beauty and hope. In stark contrast, the sequences depicting the sinking and the freezing ocean were enveloped in cold, blue-toned lighting that conveyed dread and isolation. This interplay between light and shadow underscored the film's themes of life and death, safety and peril, while visually guiding the viewer's emotional journey. The filmmakers used color grading strategically to reinforce mood and thematic progression. The vibrant, saturated colors of the early voyage scenes gradually gave way to more muted, desaturated tones as the tragedy struck. This shift heightened the sense of loss and despair, immersing audiences deeper into the emotional reality of the characters. The meticulous color work served not only as an aesthetic choice but as a storytelling device, subtly influencing viewers' subconscious reactions to unfolding events. Editing was another cornerstone of the film's success, shaping pace and narrative clarity with precision. The editors deftly balanced the sprawling ensemble cast and multiple storylines, interweaving moments of high tension with quieter, character-driven scenes. Rapid cuts during action sequences intensified urgency and disorientation, while longer takes allowed for reflection and emotional depth. Creative transitions, such as dissolves and wipes reminiscent of classic film, enhanced the storytelling flow, connecting scenes and time periods seamlessly. Sound design and musical scoring were integral in crafting the film's immersive world. Ambient sounds of the ship, the creaking timbers, the chatter of passengers, the distant foghorn, grounded scenes in a palpable reality. Layered sound effects amplified dramatic moments. The chilling roar of the ocean, the cacophony of panic, the haunting silence that followed loss. The interplay of sound created a sensory experience that complemented the visual storytelling. James Horner's musical score stands as one of the film's defining elements, blending sweeping orchestral themes with intimate, lyrical melodies. The music guides emotional response, weaving leitmotifs associated with characters and themes that deepen engagement. The iconic song performed by Celine Dion became a cultural phenomenon, its haunting melody emblematic of the film's spirit and emotional core. Visual effects were a groundbreaking fusion of practical and digital techniques. The production constructed full-scale ship sets and enormous water tanks to film realistic sinking sequences, complemented by meticulously crafted miniatures and pioneering CGI to depict the ship's destruction. These effects pushed the technological limits of the time, creating a believable yet spectacular portrayal of disaster that captivated audiences and critics alike. The integration of stunts and physical effects added authenticity and intensity. Actors underwent rigorous training to perform demanding sequences, and the coordination of water tanks, harnesses, and safety measures ensured that action scenes conveyed realism without compromising safety. The choreography of these moments required precision and collaboration across departments, reflecting the film's complex production. The making of this monumental film was itself a voyage filled with drama, dedication, and moments of unexpected joy, a behind-the-scenes story as captivating as the tale it tells on screen. The set became a world unto itself, where cast and crew forged bonds through long hours, physical challenges, and shared creative triumphs. These behind-the-scenes insights reveal the human spirit at work behind the cameras, highlighting the resilience, humor, and camaraderie that shaped the production and enriched the final masterpiece. One of the most striking aspects of the production was the sheer scale and ambition of the sets. Constructing a near full-scale replica of the Titanic's grand staircase and numerous decks was a Herculean task that required innovative engineering and artistic precision. The set designers and builders worked tirelessly to recreate every detail authentically, often consulting historical documents and photographs. Walking these halls, the cast often felt transported in time, their immersion deepened by the tangible craftsmanship surrounding them. Yet this ambitious approach brought unexpected challenges. For instance, flooding scenes were filmed in massive water tanks, where temperatures were frigid and conditions physically demanding. The lead actors, especially the actors playing Rose, recounted the difficulty of enduring hours submerged or soaked in icy water, their dedication evident in every soaked take. The crew devised elaborate safety protocols, including on-set medics and warm-up areas, to ensure everyone's well-being amid the harsh conditions. Filming complex disaster sequences required precise choreography and timing. One memorable anecdote involves a rehearsal where a set piece meant to collapse malfunctioned, leading to an early but luckily controlled collapse. The incident startled everyone but also reinforced the crew's commitment to safety and planning. Stunt coordinators worked closely with actors and technicians, balancing authenticity with caution to deliver believable yet secure performances. The interaction among cast and crew fostered a sense of family on set. Long shooting days were punctuated by moments of levity and shared rituals, impromptu music sessions, birthday celebrations, and storytelling that bridged cultural and generational divides. These moments of human connection provided vital relief from the physical and emotional demands of filming, creating a supportive environment where creativity flourished. The relationship between the lead actors was a cornerstone of the production's emotional depth. Their off-screen friendship and trust allowed for spontaneous moments of tenderness and humor, enhancing the authenticity of their on-screen romance. They supported each other through challenging scenes, including intense water sequences, sharing laughs and encouragement that strengthened their performances. Technical innovation was a constant thread in overcoming production hurdles. Visual effects teams collaborated closely with set designers to blend physical models and digital imagery seamlessly. One fun behind-the-scenes fact reveals how the digital iceberg was crafted using a combination of satellite imagery and real footage, a testament to the creative fusion of technology and artistry. These innovations pushed the boundaries of what was possible in filmmaking at the time. Costume designers faced unique challenges in creating period-accurate attire that also functioned practically on a physically demanding set. Elaborate gowns and suits had to withstand water, movement, and long hours, leading to frequent repairs and adaptations. Actors often joked about the heaviness of their soaked costumes, turning discomfort into shared camaraderie. Directorial leadership emphasized collaboration and flexibility, encouraging input from all departments. The director's openness to improvisation and actor-driven nuances fostered a dynamic set where ideas flowed freely, enhancing the film's organic quality. Crew members recalled moments when spontaneous suggestions led to memorable scenes, illustrating the creative synergy at play. Despite the scale and complexity, the production maintained a spirit of optimism and perseverance. Challenges such as weather delays, technical malfunctions, and physical strain were met with problem-solving and mutual support. This resilience became a defining characteristic of the shoot, reflecting the themes of endurance and hope within the film itself. Marketing and promotional events further extended the behind-the-scenes experience. Cast and crew participated in interviews and special features, sharing anecdotes and insights that deepened public appreciation. Fan interactions and retrospectives have continued to celebrate these stories, preserving the human dimension of the monumental production. Ultimately, the behind-the-scenes narrative reveals that the film's magic is as much about the people who created it as the story it tells. Their dedication, creativity, and camaraderie forged a work that resonates with authenticity and heart. These insights remind us that behind every cinematic masterpiece lies a community of passionate individuals whose shared journey shapes the art that captivates audiences across time and space. The film unfurls as a rich and complex tapestry, interweaving themes that delve deep into the human condition, societal structures, and the eternal dance between fate and free will. Each narrative thread is meticulously crafted, drawing viewers not only into the sweeping romance and historical tragedy but also inviting them to ponder profound questions about life, love, and the forces that shape our destinies. This thematic richness is mirrored and amplified through a nuanced array of symbols, which breathe additional layers of meaning into the story and its characters. Central among the themes is the transformative power of love, a love that transcends social barriers, personal fears, and even the shadow of death. The protagonist's romance embodies a yearning for freedom and authenticity, a rebellion against the rigid constraints of their respective worlds. Their connection offers a glimpse of hope and possibility, a fleeting but intense moment of pure human connection amid the grandeur and impending doom of the Titanic. This love is not simply romantic idealism. It is a catalyst for personal awakening, particularly for the female protagonist, whose journey from societal repression to self-assertion stands as a testament to love's liberating force. In the opening sequences, we witness the protagonist Rose trapped in a gilded cage, bound by wealth, status, and social expectations that suffocate her spirit. Her betrothal to a controlling and arrogant suitor epitomizes the pressure to conform, to sacrifice personal desire for societal approval. Yet within her flickers a rebellious flame, an unwillingness to surrender her identity entirely. This inner conflict sets the stage for a journey not only across the Atlantic but through self-discovery and empowerment. Jack Dawson's arrival introduces a counterbalance, a representation of freedom, vitality, and unencumbered spirit. His world, one of modest means and creative passion, contrasts sharply with Rose's constricted existence. Their love story is an intersection of these disparate worlds, a collision of constraints and aspirations that breathes life into the broader themes of freedom and transformation. It is through this connection that Rose begins to reclaim her agency, discovering joy, courage, and hope beyond the boundaries imposed by class and convention. Life's fragility and the inevitability of mortality form a poignant counterpoint that courses throughout the film. The Titanic itself is a powerful symbol of human ambition and vulnerability, a marvel that is as beautiful as it is doomed. The ship, celebrated as unsinkable, becomes a metaphor for humanity's hubris, a floating palace destined to meet the merciless forces of nature. The sinking shatters illusions of control and permanence, reminding us that no matter our wealth or power, mortality is the ultimate equalizer. The film's narrative progression, from the hopeful departure filled with dreams and promise to the shattering catastrophe, embodies this theme. Moments of joy and innocence give way to chaos and despair, yet within that darkness shines resilience and grace. The characters' courage and self-sacrifice illuminate the human capacity to confront death with dignity and love, underscoring the preciousness of every fleeting moment. Social division and class disparity are explored with nuance and critical insight throughout the story. The stark contrasts between the opulence of the first-class passengers and the hardships faced by those in steerage illuminate the entrenched inequalities of the early 20th century. The grand ballrooms and sumptuous dinners sharply contrast with the cramped quarters and communal spaces of third-class passengers. These divisions are not merely spatial but psychological and cultural, shaping identities, opportunities, and fates. The narrative uses these contrasts to critique the era's rigid social hierarchies, highlighting how privilege often shielded some while condemning others to peril and neglect. The struggles of the lower-class passengers, their hopes and humanity, are given voice and dignity, reminding us that history is not only made by the powerful but also lived by the many. The film also presents moments where these barriers are transcended, where kindness and solidarity bridge the divide, suggesting the possibility of shared humanity amid division. Freedom and constraint operate as intertwined themes, explored through societal roles and internal conflicts alike. The Titanic is a microcosm of a world bound by rules, roles, and expectations, yet the endless ocean beyond its decks represents infinite possibility, escape, and renewal. For Rose and Jack, this tension manifests in their desire to break free, from stifling social roles, oppressive relationships, and internal fears. Symbolic moments crystallize this theme, most famously the scene where Rose stands at the ship's prow, arms outstretched, declaring, "I'm flying." This image captures a transcendent moment of liberation, a fleeting grasp at freedom amid impending disaster. It is a visual and emotional high point, juxtaposing exhilaration with vulnerability, hope with uncertainty. Sacrifice and survival emerge poignantly during the sinking sequences, revealing the complexity of human nature. The film portrays a spectrum of responses to crisis, from selfless heroism to panic-driven selfishness, from quiet courage to despair. Characters face impossible choices, and their actions speak to the moral fiber that defines humanity in extremis. These moments enrich the narrative with ethical depth, reminding viewers that tragedy often reveals the profoundest aspects of character. The film's use of symbolism extends deeply into its visual and narrative elements. The Heart of the Ocean necklace is a multifaceted emblem, representing love, memory, loss, and the passage of time. Its initial presentation as a dazzling jewel worn by the wealthy encapsulates the allure and peril of privilege. Its later recovery from the ocean's depths transforms it into a relic of remembrance, a tangible link between past and present, life and death. Water itself is a pervasive symbol, embodying freedom and danger, life and oblivion. The vast ocean is at once a pathway and a prison, a source of adventure and a harbinger of doom. The icy waters that engulf the Titanic symbolize nature's indifferent power and the fragility of human constructs. Reflections on the water's surface evoke themes of illusion and identity, mirroring the characters' internal struggles and the blurred line between reality and memory. Light and darkness interplay to visually reinforce the film's emotional and thematic contrasts. Warm, golden light bathes scenes of love, hope, and social celebration, symbolizing vitality and connection. Shadows and night scenes evoke fear, uncertainty, and mortality, underscoring the descent into tragedy. The gradual dimming of light throughout the sinking sequences is a potent visual metaphor for the fading of life and hope. Characters themselves carry symbolic weight. Rose represents transformation and emancipation, her journey a metaphor for breaking free from societal shackles and embracing selfhood. Jack embodies freedom, spontaneity, and the transient beauty of life lived fully in the moment. Antagonistic figures symbolize the oppressive forces of control, entitlement, and rigid convention. These symbolic roles enrich the moral and emotional texture of the narrative. The thematic richness is heightened by the interplay of narrative structure and symbolism. The film unfurls as a rich and complex tapestry, interweaving themes that delve deep into the human condition, societal structures, and the eternal dance between fate and free will. Each narrative thread is meticulously crafted, drawing viewers not only into the sweeping romance and historical tragedy but also inviting them to ponder profound questions about life, love, and the forces that shape our destinies. This thematic richness is mirrored and amplified through a nuanced array of symbols, which breathe additional layers of meaning into the story and its characters. Central among the themes is the transformative power of love, a love that transcends social barriers, personal fears, and even the shadow of death. The protagonist's romance embodies a yearning for freedom and authenticity, a rebellion against the rigid constraints of their respective worlds. Their connection offers a glimpse of hope and possibility, a fleeting but intense moment of pure human connection amid the grandeur and impending doom of the Titanic. This love is not simply romantic idealism. It is a catalyst for personal awakening, particularly for the female protagonist, whose journey from societal repression to self-assertion stands as a testament to love's liberating force. Life's fragility and the inevitability of mortality are poignant, pervasive themes throughout the film. The Titanic itself symbolizes humanity's ambition and vulnerability, a marvel that is as beautiful as it is doomed. The ship's fate serves as a metaphor for the precariousness of existence, where triumph and tragedy coexist in delicate balance. This theme resonates in the narrative's progression from hopeful embarkation to catastrophic sinking, reminding audiences of the transient nature of life and the preciousness of each moment. The film offers a critical exploration of social stratification and class divisions. The stark contrasts between the opulence of the first-class passengers and the hardships faced by those in steerage illuminate the entrenched inequalities of the early 20th century. These divisions are not only physical but psychological, shaping the characters' identities and interactions. The narrative critiques these societal structures while also highlighting moments of compassion and solidarity that cross class lines, suggesting a shared humanity despite imposed barriers. Freedom and constraint operate as intertwined themes, explored through both societal roles and internal conflicts. The ship is a floating microcosm of a world bound by rigid rules, yet the vast ocean represents boundless possibility. The protagonist's journeys embody this tension, the struggle to break free from external and internal chains and embrace selfhood. Symbolic moments, such as the iconic scene at the ship's prow, encapsulate this yearning for liberation and transcendence. Sacrifice and survival emerge as deeply human themes during the ship's sinking. The film portrays a spectrum of responses: acts of courage, selfishness, despair, and hope, reflecting the complexity of human nature in crisis. These themes underscore moral choices and the enduring spirit that defines us even in the face of overwhelming adversity. Symbolism enriches the narrative on multiple levels. The heart of the ocean necklace is a multifaceted symbol, representing love, memory, loss, and the passage of time. Its journey from treasured jewel to oceanic relic parallels the story's arc and serves as a tangible link between past and present, life and remembrance. Water functions as a powerful symbol throughout the film, embodying freedom, danger, and the unknown. The vastness of the ocean conveys both the allure of adventure and the menace of nature's indifference. Ice symbolizes hidden peril and the sudden, devastating rupture of human plans. Reflections on water surfaces evoke themes of illusion, identity, and the fluidity of memory. The interplay of light and darkness visually reinforces the film's emotional and thematic contrasts. Warm light signifies life, hope, and intimacy, while shadows and night scenes evoke fear, uncertainty, and mortality. The gradual dimming of light throughout the sinking sequences mirrors the narrative's descent from optimism to tragedy. Characters themselves carry symbolic weight. The female lead represents transformation and emancipation. The male lead embodies freedom and vitality, while antagonistic figures personify control and oppression. These symbolic roles deepen the narrative's moral and emotional resonance. In essence, the film's themes and symbolism create a layered, immersive narrative that speaks to universal human experiences. Through evocative imagery and compelling character journeys, it invites contemplation of love's endurance, life's fragility, and the courage to seek freedom amidst uncertainty. This thematic and symbolic richness elevates the film from historical drama to timeless masterpiece, resonating deeply with audiences across generations.